Okay, we're going to be taking this 86 125M and putting freshly powder coated rims onto the machine and different tires. Six of these split rims are for that machine, so I can get this back rolling. I had a rack powder coated for it too, so I can get that all back together on its wheels and wheel it into the other room so it's out of the way. Some of these rims, as you can see, they had some rust inside the wheel. Outside looks really nice, so we're gonna act like that rust inside didn't exist. I've got these tires for this particular project. They're Dunlop. I kind of like the tread. I think they may be off a Yamaha, so this might be sacrilegious, but I don't know. Maybe somebody can straighten me out. But I like the tread pattern, and I think I'm gonna put them on. These actually came off a 125M that I had previously, and I saved them, and I'm going to use them here. If you're not 100% familiar with a split rim design, these were on the earlier Hondas, but I shouldn't say that because this is actually 86. So you've got one half with the valve stem. I put the valve stem through. They come like this. And I had this handy dandy tool. I got this off the interwebs. You thread your valve stem onto that while it's inside the rim. And this just gives you a grip to pull it through. It didn't pop right through. I put a little of this 303 protectant on it just as a lubricant to get it to slide through, and it did with a little effort, but not bad. You've got one half with a valve stem, one half that doesn't, so this would be your inner half. What I just did was, and I'm going to do it opposite, I laid my inner half down on the table, and the way these work is an O-ring sets in there. I'm reusing these O-rings. They're not perfect, they're nice, I cleaned them up, but I put a little of this bead sealer on here to give it a little bit of stick, because I've tried to do these in the past and they move around on you. So that gives it stick, but also lets it move a little bit, so as you sandwich these together, it pushes this out, or lets it get pushed out to make the seal. I put the tire on over this. When I sat this down, I also put some bead sealer on that lip and sat it down on it. Then there's 4 short little carriage bolts that go in these square holes and help sandwich that together. But then your tire still isn't on the bead, and you have to put the tire on the bead. I use the strap to help push it out to make contact so it holds air while it's inflating, and then poof, pops onto the bead. I don't hear any hissing, so it seems to be good. Since I'm reusing these tires, and you can see there's some evidence of rust on that bead, I did take that brush, some simple green, just to make sure that that's clean, so when it mates up to the inner wall of the rim, it got good connection. So I didn't want a piece of debris in there, preventing a good seal and a leak situation down the road. Tires that are designed for a split rim have a very thick bead to help seal securely. So this is an original Atsu tire off of an ATC 90, which would have a split rim, and you can see how much thicker that bead is on the tire itself to provide a nice thick seal between the rim and the tire in the absence of a raised shelf-like bead on the rim. On a traditional one-piece rim, the this raised shelf area with this extra bump, that's the bead right there. So you can get away with having a thinner lipped tire that pops over this bead on either side. But in the absence of that, on the two-piece, you need that big thick bead section on the tire to get the seal. So my hope is that the tires that I'm putting on these other rims, even though they're not a big thick bead, will seat, and we'll see over time. But there's that risk that they're gonna leak a little bit, and that's just a risk I'm gonna take. My helper has been tremendously helpful to me. We've got the tires all mounted. This has taken about an hour, maybe a little more. One wheel gave us a little trouble. The thickness of the powder through the lug hole proved to be just enough to cause a little bit of an issue. But we fixed that, and we're moving forward. She is cleaning up all the dust that has landed on the machine in the past 4 or 5 months since it's been in here. I ended up acquiring some better plastic for this machine. This came with some cracked up plastic, but this is better. And I don't know if you've noticed, but these are the rack mounting brackets, but they have to stick through the fenders, and these fenders were not drilled for a rack. So we're gonna drill those right now, and this is borderline sacrilegious to drill a set of relatively good. These are not crack free. There's a crack here. You'll see when we flip these over. There's a crack here. They're good from a distance, but they're not perfect. But we're gonna drill some holes and put these on. We have had success. It's been thoroughly detailed by my helper. We got the fenders on, holes drilled, new rack put on, tires on freshly powder coated rims. Pretty as a picture. Headlight works. Let's throw this up on Instagram. And she cleaned the headlight. What was the hardest part? Oh, she's gonna stall, I think.
I think the gas tank, honestly.
The gas tank, honestly. Not even the frame? Well, there you have it, folks. Thanks for watching.